Hey, this is me building and strategizing a $2 million a year business in public. Last month I made 139 grand, and next month I want to hit 167. This is basically a day-by-day roadmap of how I'm going to get there. I start with some Q&A. Those are questions from people that watch this channel, and if you have any, feel free to drop them down below. I'm more than happy to help. Then I do some growth stats, so I'll look at all my brands in the last 24 hours, see growth. Then we'll cover some live strategy. Today I'm going to be doing some website development, maybe a couple other things. So first things first, let me go over to my daily updates channel. This is my main one here, and we had quite the growth day yesterday. We'll touch on that later. This is my daily updates. We'll go to the community tab, and then I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the page. And finally, we are getting to the point where I answer fewer questions than are posted, because that was a little scary. I was getting really close to the top of that, and I was like, oh, did people not want to have me answer their questions? Okay. Ilya says, hello from France. Nick, bienvenue to my canal. Loving your content for months now. I have une question. No, I'm just kidding. But not about AI or automation directly. So I'm currently 20 in my hopefully last year of school, and planning to become an entrepreneur is my full-time job. Okay. The thing is, there's about 3 or 4 months left and I haven't got any clients yet. I scraped a list of marketing agencies in my niche and enriched them myself. Hell yeah. Planning to do outreach to the ones with a LinkedIn profile with the Loom video. Also planning to post content. Are you posting content to post content? On LinkedIn like 4 times a week. I'm just busting your balls. I know it's hard to go from 0 to 1, but I just wanted your advice to stick with what I will do and stop trying to find the next big opportunity. I really need to gain, I think, like 2 or 3K to prove my parents I can work for myself. Hope it was understandable. Thanks for reading. Listen, man, I had the exact same thing happen with me, okay? I was under an immense amount of family pressure to continue on this path that I had chosen, this path that, it's not that they had chosen for me, but that they had heavily put on a pedestal. And when I told them that I was going to try striking out on my own, most of it was just disappointment. And that's okay. You know, depending on your background and stuff like that. Parents obviously want the safest and most secure path for you. And entrepreneurship is not the safest or most secure path for a lot of people. I think it is for me, but I can cover that another day. So, you know, your question is basically, how do I make $2,000 or $3,000 to prove it to my parents? I think you're asking the wrong question, to be honest. I don't think you need to prove it to your parents. I think the only person you really need to prove it to is yourself. And if you get in the habit of proving things to yourself, like you can do the thing that you want to do, you can achieve some sort of success in entrepreneurship or AI or automation, then you don't need to prove it to your family at all. And you will prove it to your family just by virtue of you doing the stuff that you do. So that is my kind of motivational advice there. That's my David Goggins advice. Hit the road, man. What would I do strategically? 3 or 4 months left. You haven't got any clients yet. You're planning to outreach the ones with the LinkedIn profile with the Loom video. So you haven't done any of that yet. You're planning to post content on LinkedIn like 4 times a week. So you haven't actually done any of that yet. So all I'm hearing is that you got a bunch of plans, but you haven't actually done anything. Or if you have done stuff, you've done very little work. Also, I don't really like the conceptualization as entrepreneurs, your full-time job, really. Like, I think the whole idea of jobs are meh these days. But this sounds like a good strategy to me, to make a long story short, Ilya. What I would do is I just add, sprinkle on a couple of additional constraints here. I would set daily recommended minimums for your outreach. I know you're in school right now, right? Your last year in school. So you probably have a few hours available per day on this. Your school life may seem pretty busy or difficult, but trust me, it's the period of your life where you actually have the least responsibility. And you also have typically one of the most open schedules you'll ever have. So if you can find a way to make it work now with these constraints, it'll be a lot easier to operate moving forward where you have more constraints. Also, dude, is that Guts from Berserk? Is that Guts from Berserk right now? Holy shit, it's Guts from Berserk. Bro, I'm such a Berserk fan. That's crazy. Okay. Did Griffith do anything wrong? Just asking, because I have to verify before I give you the value. No, just kidding. I think so I'd set daily recommended minimums, man. Do like 10 Loom videos a day, okay? Just set like a goal to do 10 Loom videos every day. Try and do them in the morning before you wake up for university. If you have class before you get to university, if you have class really early in the mornings, then do them in the evening after you get back from university. But just try and knock out 10 per day. When you do them, make sure that the Loom video follows a structure whereby you make it clear in the first few seconds that you are personalizing this outreach to the person at the marketing agency, that it's not just like a mass video that you're making. Because anytime somebody receives a Loom video these days, because they've there are a lot of people doing this strategy. They'll assume that it's not customized. They'll assume that it's templated. What you want to do is, first couple of seconds, jump on the person's social media profile, okay? Maybe not even their LinkedIn, maybe something else. Do like a quick Google search of them and just scroll through top down to top to bottom and literally be like, hey, Peter, how's it going? I know this might be a little bit creepy or weird. I've done a lot of research on you here. I wanted to make this video because I think that you can achieve some really simple and easy benefit with just a few moments of work. Those are variables. Change them out for whatever your actual thing is. So do 10 of those a day. If you do that for 3 or 4 months, let's say we have 4 months left, right? That's 120 days. If you do 10 a day, that's 1,200 customized outreach videos. If you just express at the end of your video that you think you could do this value and you'd be happy to do it up front. And if there's no if you don't generate the value or something like that, then you don't have to pay a cent, right? If you can make it abundantly clear to the people that you're reaching out to that you only want money if you make them money, I have no doubt in my mind you can make $3,000. Very, very simple, very, very straightforward. You just have to be consistent about it. So there's a lot moving in the world right now, and being able to stick with something for 3 or 4 months is basically a freaking superpower. But be like Guts, man. Every morning when you wake up, get that Dragon Slayer, do your 1,000 reps, whatever the hell he does to get those forearms. Okay, Sarcasm says, Nick, thanks for always answering my questions with such attention and care. I agree the outbound VAP agent may not be the best ROI, but an inbound agent seems like a great idea. As speed to lead is a real issue for us ad agency owners, I'd use an outbound AI caller to let leads know the owner will reach out. My goal here is to stand out on cold and sales calls beyond just ad results that I've gotten, so I'm not coming off as another ads agency. I'm running ads for contractors and landscapers. I have a case study and an IRL client interview so far, and I've been focusing on bringing clients the highest quality leads through our funnels as a way to differentiate myself from others. Question. Knowing this, I'd love to know how you would differentiate yourself as an ad agency in 2025 using AI and automation while doing your outreach and framing yourself to prospects. Currently, I cold call, cold DM, and some SMS. Oh, I get it. So this is in contrast to one of my older video I posted a few days ago where I basically said something along the lines of, hey, I don't recommend outbound VAPI agents, and here's why. So Sarcasm is saying an inbound VAPI agent seems like a great idea, and speed to lead is a real issue, which is true. So I'd use an outbound AI caller to let leads know the owner will reach out. Yeah, I really don't feel the outbound AI caller thing is still a good idea. I think you could get the vast majority of the benefit with way fewer of the downsides just by personalizing the first line of an SMS or text message, to be honest. Or you could do and this isn't legal everywhere and it's not above board everywhere, or you could just send a template. You could send that same text message. You could send that same text message to a text-to-speech service and then do a voicemail drop. Do a voicemail drop immediately within a minute or something. Okay, make the voicemail drop hey, what's going on? It's Peter. I saw that you just reached X, Y, and Z. I know it doesn't sound like you're around the phone right now. Just wanted to let you know I'm going to give you a call in X minutes or something. Now you've accomplished the speed to lead and you've also hit them on 2, right? You've hit them on their voicemail notif and then you've also hit them on their SMS notif. That's what I would do. So yeah, that's one way I'd differentiate myself. Massively improve speed to lead using very flexible but also constrained AI-based approaches like an SMS with a personalization variable, which really just personalizes the first 5 words of your SMS or something. Hey, Pete, know that X, Y, and Z is really important to you. I'm with blank. I saw that you just filled out the form. Or, hey, Pete, saw you just filled out the form talking about X, Y, and Z, where X, Y, Z is your paraphrase bit. Cold calling, cold DMing, cold and SMSing, that seems pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I differentiate myself for sure. You can do other stuff. It depends on the sort of business you're working with. I mean, contractors and landscapers, you can't. But if it's some digital business running one of these PPC funnels, you could actually have AI generate some customized asset for them and then send it over to them within a few minutes. That'd be really cool. I don't know exactly what that would look like in your case, but just wanted to let you know. Okay, Michael says, hey, Nick, thanks for the videos on both channels. I actually just stumbled upon your channels about a week ago and I'm already hooked. I appreciate you provide consistent OBS content. Thank you. It's so refreshing. Thank you. I also think your frequent post schedule is a big plus. Thank you. And what enhances the authenticity is simply recording and posting without editing, like when you got some unexpected cardio because you left your phone downstairs. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Michael. And thanks, man. Also, great profile pic. Very clean. You're no Guts from Berserk, but you'll do. Bytebliss says, which invoicing software to use for automation agency, i.e. recurring invoices, late payment reminders to clients, so on and so forth. I use Stripe. I use Stripe for everything. My my main guiding principle is always just keep it simple, stupid. I want to use as few platforms as possible. And the automation solutions I build on those platforms, I also want to be as simple as possible. Stripe just is the best of all worlds for me. I don't have to do any bullshit hacky bits. They just have API endpoints for everything. Okay, I'm just going to drink my coffee while I read a couple of these. One sec. Thank you very much, your impact investor. As always, lots of money is lost to billing errors. Randall. Okay, Randall asks, when you started your agency, did you make a VSL or use any type of videos you're starting out? I was waiting to make YouTube content. I got a few clients. What are your thoughts? And if you think I should, what's a good layout for me? Thanks. Also, any tips for my start? Yeah, no, I didn't do a VSL or anything. I don't think you need a VSL. I don't think like you're going cold. I don't think you're going cold outbound emails to VSL as a funnel. I don't think that's very effective. I may be wrong. And I know that there's always exceptions to every rule. Some people are doing it, but no, I don't think that's like the most efficient or effective usage of time. Yeah, I would personally wait to make some YouTube content until you got a few clients. I would get like my first 3 clients or something. If you have to, like get your name, Randy. I'm just gonna Randy Smith. What's that South Park guys? Yeah, I think it's Randy Smith. I might be mistaken, but like, let's say your name's Randy Smith, okay, and you're actually not a famous American basketball player. Like, you don't need YouTube content, but you should get a YouTube channel. Just because YouTube rates, it doesn't in Randy Smith's case, but YouTube ranks really highly on Google. So when somebody inevitably, when you're sending them an invoice and they're about to pay, they're going to like run a quick little search for you really quickly, right? You're going to say Nick Saraev or something. You want to see, hey, like Randy Smith, randysmith.com, right? So there are a couple of levers that just make it a lot easier for you to win. And one of them is just making sure that like your Google page, when somebody searches your name, like actually has links that correspond to you. So you could do that. That would take you like 30 minutes, man. Not hard at all. I have this video called Google Knowledge Graph right over here. I persuaded Google to give me a knowledge panel in 30 days. So check that out. And I'm going to make you Google it because that is going to help me rank higher on Google. When somebody Googles a specific search term, it's a sign to Google that tells you that their content is worth posting higher in their own search results, because obviously it's in demand. So check that out. I should have a list there of like websites you could submit yourself to. That's all I would do in terms of like my own personal branding until I get a few clients. Once you have maybe 3 to 5 clients or something, maybe you can make a few YouTube videos going through systems that you built, and then you can just use those as added assets when you send people stuff. Like, oh, hey, I hope you enjoyed that last project. I think actually we have I have a very similar system that I built for another client that I think would actually be really beneficial to you. I'm just going to link a video here. Check it out if you want. And then now you have some YouTube video with like maybe a few hundred views, maybe 1,000 views if you're lucky. That's going to be added social proof for you, and it's going to improve the probability of you converting. It's also a simple and easy way to upsell. Okay, Lena Alex says, I was thinking to start my AI agency and sell AI voice automations to local businesses and real estate companies. I was thinking to build beside an appointment setter and lead qualification, a cold caller agent, and use it to reach out to leads using it. Do you think a cold caller agent would be useful for a real estate company? And if so, it's worth using to reach out. I do not know. I justify why in this video over here. Basically, outbound callers are not yet at a point where they're good enough for the pros, which are that you get to save a little bit of money, to outweigh the cons, which are that people are substantially less likely to want to work with or set an appointment or something with an AI caller if they find out that it's AI. So that impact on your conversion rate is impacting revenue, whereas the saving, like the only real benefit is savings, which impacts your profit. But, just because of multiples, like how much money you're really going to be saving versus how much money you're going to be losing, it's very disproportionate. It's like 20 or 30 to 1 or something. John at large says, sorry, Nick, this is my AI channel, but thanks again for the mention. By the way, I did nail one offer over the weekend. Posts already started and YouTube scripts for me created. So yes, your content has focused my attention. Awesome. On YouTube, on other channels, I've had videos sit for days with a handful of views that then suddenly take off. Changing thumbnails may help. Yeah, I've noticed that. Andre says, hey, Nick, would you be able to give us a tour of your setup? Would love to know how you record whilst writing on your iPad, mic, etc. I feel like I did this yesterday, didn't I? I think I did. I'm probably going to get a lot of this, so I might as well just get in the habit of saying it. I got a pad thing here, a tablet. It's called the XP Pen. I will grab my trusty XP Pen mouse, and then I will move my cursor around the screen like you guys are seeing here. It's not an iPad or anything. This just hooks directly in via USB. And then off to this side, I got like a big softbox light. Off to that side, I have like a smaller light. And then I just have a monitor that I look at, which is right underneath my camera, which is a Sony A7C. And then I have my Samsung QTU mic. That's about it. I keep my setup really simple. Obviously, I have some shitty art that I bought back there from HomeSense. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, and then, sorry, like in terms of my actual setup, I'm using OBS Studio. So I can alt tab basically back between these scenes really easily just by pressing a hotkey. The reason why I like this is because it allows me to add some difference in formatting to the production. It doesn't always have to be this screen share that you guys are seeing right now. Then it also doesn't always have to be my face. I actually have some control over it live. And this lets me get away with just never editing my videos that I post here. And usually I don't really have to edit my videos that I post on my main channel that much either. I just drop it into a template, fix up the audio and stuff like that. That just allows me to produce a lot more content per unit time. Okay. K. Comloff says, hey, Nick, more of a philosophical or commitment question. I have an agency that makes around 3 to 4K per month. I think when people say around 3 to 4K per month, they usually mean the lower. So I'm just going to take this as 3K a month. We were able to attract some big names in our target industry, but TBH, I feel like we're too slow. We should be way further ahead. We started in September 2024. I was part of Maker School in the beginning of it. I honestly think that we know what there is to do. From the strategy side, I think there's a lot of information on how to do things so that it is apparently clear on how to achieve, for example, 30K per month. Nice. We're just not able to stick to some things we set out for ourselves. Posting videos on LinkedIn twice a week or sending out constant stream of messages for LinkedIn email or email campaigns. Everything seems to take so much longer than expected. And frankly, I'm not sure whether it's a question of focus, discipline, or just not being patient enough. Did you ever come across a situation like this yourself, where you feel like you're underperforming on your potential or skills but don't really know why? How do you get unstuck? For sure, man. I want you to know that I've started like many YouTube channels in the past, and I've started a couple of these, and they never took off. I started a bunch of things. I started, I've started like 5 e-commerce companies, and they've failed, all of them. I've started a bunch more service agency companies. I started some PPC companies. I probably started like 20 businesses that you don't see that have just failed outright, that have never made me any money. So I felt like I'm underperforming and my potential and skills don't really, I'm underperforming on my potential or skills all the time. How did I get unstuck? I've come to realize that like the only thing that actually matters is your ability to stay consistent for long periods of time. Like I spent all my youth focusing on these very hyper optimized skill sets, which definitely help me out these days. Don't get me wrong, but the, hyper specialized skill sets, like specific type of website design or how to do specific CRO, or to read all day about a specific concept or an idea, or I'd try and whiteboard or map out this big master plan of how I was going to do all this stuff. That stuff doesn't really matter. Once you have some base level of skill, the only actual thing that differentiates you from everybody else is your ability to stick with things consistently for a long period of time. That is literally the only skill in life worth optimizing for after you're like 23 or something like that, ready to join the career world. If you can simply build that skill, and this is a skill. This isn't like some motivational, deep philosophical thing. This is just a skill. It's the same thing as you learning how to do ads. Same thing as you learning how to manage clients or whatever. If you could just spend a disproportionate amount of your time working on building that skill, and there are some books out there that assist you with this. There, are some practices you can engage in that help you with that. Accountability, friends, family, people holding you to some sort of standard. If you could spend your entire life just working on that one skill, you'll be more successful than basically anybody that you know ever. I've just done that skill exclusively for the better part of the last few years, really. Yeah. It's just the commitment and just the daily showing up. So I guess it's just, I guess my big answer to that is just realizing that is really the only thing. I come across that situation every day. That is the only thing that matters, your ability just to stay in it. Because as I've said in a previous video, you really only have 2 options. Either you win or you give up and die. So as long as you don't give up, you will eventually win. That's it. There's no 2 ways about it. Basically every day I'm like, oh man, I have to make another video. Well, I don't actually say that, especially not for these daily updates. But every day I'm like, all right, I have some more work that I have to do on this. I fight some sort of internal battle with myself where I'm like, all right, time to get to it. Let's go. And maybe I don't really want to start, but once I get into things, I actually proceed. So from the outside in, it may look like I don't struggle from these sorts of things, but I definitely do. I struggle from these sorts of things just as much as, maybe not just as much as the next person, but a fair amount. So yeah, man, my recommendation for you is just set some sort of daily recommended minimum. Like I was saying earlier to Ilya, my guts from Berserk, bro. And then make it like statistically ridiculous. Make it like add so many different features and types of pressure to yourself, okay? That there's just no way you can't do it. Like, tell your family you're going to submit X, Y, and Z videos or do X, Y, Z outreach per day. Tell your girlfriend, boyfriend, I'm assuming you're a guy, but I might be mistaken here. Tell your significant other that you're going to be doing a certain number of Upwork applications a day. Tell your partner, your business partner, because it sounds like you have a business partner, that you're going to be doing a certain amount of posts per day or whatever your KPI metric is. Tell me, tell your staff, tell all of your friends, tell everybody to hold you accountable to this, okay? Pre-commit to it publicly. Tell everybody that you're going to, like just make it so ridiculous. Like when you were going to grade school, okay? There was no, am I going to show up to class or not? It was, oh, class starts at 8:30. That was just a given, right? You had to be in class. Why? Because if you weren't in class, your parents would know, your teacher would know, all of your friends and family members would know. There'd be consequences for you not doing it. So you didn't even think that it was possible for you not to go to school. Going to school was just the given. Imagine if you could find a way to reframe your mind to that with the work that you're doing. Imagine if it's just like, oh, this is just a given. You know what I mean? How consistent were you with school? Pretty damn consistent, right? Probably. I mean, I skip school like everybody else, but I think you guys get the point I'm making. All right, couple more. Hey, Nick, thanks for answering my last question. Like I said, I got my first paid client. Automations for a WhatsApp sales agent. Hell yeah. The WhatsApp API verification process is complicated. Do you think I can make a video about it or maybe suggest an easier way to get it done without so many obstacles? Yeah. Probably the simplest way to do this is just Green API. It's like a WhatsApp API that allows you to send, receive text, photos, and videos using a stable WhatsApp API gateway. Gateway meaning that they just deal with a lot of the BS for you, basically. You don't have to get a telephone. Yeah, I would do that. So I think this isn't officially supported or whatever, right? This is some third-party solution that's built on top of it, but that's what I'd recommend. I'm not going to make a video on it just because it seems like kind of nuanced, and I think most of my audience wouldn't really like it. But yeah, WhatsApp can be a pain in the ass. A touch of ADD 5852 says, "Was a beautiful, gentle way you handled that first question." This is where somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, Nick, will you please hire me?" And then I basically walked them off that cliff, and I was like, "This isn't the best way to do outreach. If you want to, here's what I would do." So that makes sense. Okay, and then we have an opportunity for me to pitch my school community. So obviously I'm going to take it. Sabir says, "Hey Nick, I'm just getting started in the AI and automation space. Your videos have been a great help and I've learned a ton watching every video in your Make Money with Make playlist." Hell yeah, you have. I wanted to ask about your school community I run too. I know it's valuable and I'm really considering paying for it, but I'm worried I wouldn't find a ton more useful information since I watch a lot of your YouTube videos. Can you explain to me the big difference in your school community and your YouTube channel? Yes. The big difference between my school community and my YouTube channel is all of the information, you're probably talking about Maker School. All of the information is free. So I've made all of my information free. Okay. The school community has daily accountability and it organizes this information. So you get a roadmap that says, hey, on day 1, I do X. On day 2, I do Y. Day 3, I set up my emails. Day 4, I send 5 Upwork apps. Day 5, I do this. Day 6, I do this. So I basically hold your hand through a business model, essentially. And you don't just get daily accountability and the organization information. You also get Q&A. You get network. You get a monthly call with me where you can ask any question you like, assuming that, it's time permitting. A lot of other stuff. Check out the sales page. But hopefully that answers your question. From my understanding, this is kind of a unique way of doing things. Thank you, Super Good Systems. Hey, it's Gage. What's going on, man? Gage is actually the community manager for Maker School. He helps me answer questions every day. Hell yeah, Omar. Thank you very much. Oh, look at all these people talking about school communities and stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, I do use OBS for recording. Oh my God, more questions about Maker School. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I need to give myself some advertising opportunities for tomorrow. Yeah, anyway. I think this is kind of a unique business model. The whole don't gatekeep the information. Don't gatekeep the info. Just like, and I'm not really gatekeeping anything. I'm just like, hey, if you want a daily accountability program, and you can do it. Who knows? Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I could be making way more money with some other approach. Okay, cool. So March 12th brand stats. Let's go Instagram blast up. This is going to allow me to get my real-time follower count. We're at 40,177. Boy, have we done some growing. 1,434 in the last 24 hours, baby. Let's also go to my daily updates channel, 1,519. And then that's 68 in the last 24 hours. My main channel, 58,567. I've gone up by 604 in the last 24 hours. You know why? Because I published this video right here called AI Agents Are Great, but something is clearly broken. And I think I do look quite dashing, which obviously helps the scalability. So why did this video perform so well? Oh, let me actually show you guys the stats. It's performed really well, exceptionally well. It's gotten like 14K views in like a day. Okay. This is my typical performance in gray. This is this. So, I mean, this is, this one went viral. It's made me almost $10 and it's got me 321 subscribers. So why did this one do well? For anybody that's creating content, this is what I call an anti-hype video. Okay. Anti-hype videos are where there's some big bubble and you basically go, no. This is not as big of a bubble as we think it is. Why does this do well? It's because when you make an anti-hype video, when you're pushing against some grain, you have a lot of people that are very invested in this, obviously, and they're riding some hype bubble. So you get a lot of comments. So I got like 8 comments in the first like 10 minutes or something. These comments a lot of the time are either going to be like strongly agreeing with you or strongly disagreeing with you. When you have people that strongly agree with you or strongly disagree with you, they tend to talk to each other as well. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say infighting in the comments, but a lot of heated discussions in the comments. There's some heated discussions in the comments, I should say. Every time somebody comments on your post, it's like a boost to the YouTube algo telling you things are going well. And that ultimately increases the probability of your post going viral and stuff like that. That's number one. Number two is I was right. Okay. A lot of people have been sort of putting an elephant in the corner. There's this big, scary elephant in the corner of the room that just nobody wants to talk about. And it's that these AI agents are cool, but we're only really seeing the really sexy few percentage points at the time of their operation. It's kind of like being an uncle. When you're an uncle, you get to hang out with the kids when they're great. And then when the kids shit themselves, you take the kid and you give it back to the dad. And you're like, all right, this is your problem now. So AI and AI agents are kind of like that. When you watch the YouTube videos on them, everything's perfect and everything's amazing. But what you don't see is when they shit their pants. What you don't see is when there's that 5%-ish error rate that, causes some issue to occur in the business, or where you're a business owner and somebody built you out this AI agent to update your CRM and manage your whole life or whatever. And you do it all through WhatsApp. Then you say, hey, can you schedule an appointment with X, Y, and Z for tomorrow? Then it does so for 2023 or something, right? These small little percentage error rates do have a disproportionate impact on the revenue and the health of a business. And if you're a serious business that's producing some sort of value already, there's basically no reason why you would choose an AI agent implementation over a procedural or linear flow, right? I'm not saying AI agents are terrible. I'm just saying in contrast with our current solutions, they don't deliver a disproportionate ROI for the customer. So, it's a little bit of a nuanced point, but basically anybody in the industry has known about this for a while. And all of the content creators that I've talked to have also known about this. And yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I pulled an anti-hype train and then I held my hand up and stop signed it. And a lot of people like that. The third thing I'll mention is this builds you a ton of credibility and authenticity. Similar to this content and similar to other content in my funnel, when you listen to somebody knowingly do something that goes against their best interests, I could jump on that AI agent hype train. I tried to for a couple of videos, and then I just found that I didn't feel right about it, and I didn't really think that it was very high quality stuff that I was producing. When somebody does something that could be considered to be against their best interests, you also build a ton of goodwill and credibility. And those people that like what you have to say, they tend to become staunch supporters, followers, and even advocates of the shit that you're talking about. So this was a multi-pronged strategy, worked extraordinarily well, really happy about it. You can't make this sort of content all the time. You can't make it 24/7, but you can make it a lot more often than you think. Pattern interrupts with this sort of content, understanding, which direction the space is moving into and stuff like that's also really important. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was able to kind of go semi-viral again. Okay, so pretty stoked on that, obviously. Let's now cover some strategy. What am I going to do? I'm making a website, right? So that's not what I wanted to do. Basically, I am making a website. There we go, view dashboard. Why am I making a website? I'm doing it for left click rebrand because I just want to have my face somewhere on the site. I don't like this anymore. So that's where my face is going to go. Okay. Just moving forward, I'd like to get these quick wins, right? So go to mobile. This is what my website's looking like right now. I don't really like onboarding outreach revenue ops. So I think I have the ability to only show this on some devices. So how do I actually show this? How do I not show this? None. I think this is only on mobile. So if I go back to desktop, will I still have it? Yes. Okay. How about tablet? Tablet's fine. Mobile L? Oh yeah, sorry, I got to do this in mobile L as well. The really cool thing about how Webflow works is it just, whatever view you're currently on, so I'm on the mobile L view, it'll apply that class to everything below it. So if you make a change on your mobile L viewpoint, it'll automatically apply it to the mobile viewpoint. Make a change on the tablet, it'll automatically apply to mobile L and mobile. So that allows me to very quickly and easily prune things from my site that I don't really like. Okay. So if I'm on mobile here, let's just go mobile. Do I really want this? Find the perfect offer, automate your lead acquisition, solve your project management woes. No, not really. I'm probably just going to go delete that. Okay. So now my above the fold is really simple. On my phone, seeing this just has the 2 or 3 most valuable things. It'll have my face, probably waving, to say, let's talk. They'll say growth systems for B2B founders. Maybe we should say we build. If we do that though, we're not going to have the space on mobile. Maybe I'll try. The issue is this is 2 lines technically, right? So I'm just going to leave it at growth systems. I think we build would make more sense on mobile because on desktop you have a bunch more context, but on mobile you don't. All right. So we've helped generate tens of millions of dollars for reputable brands just like yours with automation and AI. Let me go over to left click and just pull. This is a good case study. I don't think I can mention. I worked with Fat Joe, which I love this guy, man, Joe Davies. He's actually what got me on daily YouTube recording in the first place. So I owe a lot of my success to him. But I started working with him through Upwork. He posted a job and I was like, no way, is this Fat Joe that's wanting a job? Dude. And then I recorded some big Loom video, I think, saying about how I was going to do his stuff. And then I did. So let's just copy some of these case studies over. So 10,000 to 90,000 bucks a month. I think it was like $11,000. I think I just chose 10,000 because it sounded nice. But let's just go $10,500 a month to $92,105 a month. I think if I'm going to use round numbers like that, I should just go $92,000 a month with smart outreach. That's one. Let's say, I got to capitalize this. Streamlining an 8-figure SEO company. That's cool. I don't want to use my coaching case study anymore. Shit, man, I got tons. I worked with this big $400,000, $300,000 a month e-commerce business recently. Maybe not recently. That was like 6 months ago. I just did consulting for a really big company, private equity firm. Consulting for a finance company. All right, you know what? I can't actually just come up with all this stuff now because I'd have to write through emails and like actually tabulate stuff, and there'd be a lot of privacy concerns, so I'm not going to do that. But let's just leave these 2 in there. That looks fine. Webite design. Well, I can definitely move one of these testimonials over, right? My Fat Joe one. That's cool. Nick and the Left Click team knows their stuff. Their AI systems are incredible. Thank you very much, Joe Davies, you handsome bastard. Joe is ridiculously handsome. I say this is one of the straightest men on planet Earth. One of the straightest men. Maybe there are straighter men. I got my main man Jono over there as well. Thank you. Making the Left Click team knows his stuff. Their AI system is incredible. Joe Davies, founder of Fat Joe. I guess I got to say co-founder. No, I'll use co-founder Fat Joe. And because I love him, I'll even direct link. This one's for you, Joe. Hold on a second. Where is this link? I don't want in-page linking. Oh, geez, I've kind of forgotten how to do this. Right. This should now be to fatjoe.com. Open in new tab. Text will be fatjoe. Cool. Cool. That's nice. Can I grab an image of Mr. Joe Davies now? It's him right here. Save this image as. This is interesting. So we already had Fat Joe. Is this like an AI? Dude, that's like an AI thing. Somebody edited this. That's really funny. Somebody put a shirt on Joe. You know how I know? Because the traps are usually a little bigger. Okay, we'll go here, and then I need to replace this image. How am I going to replace this image? I got to go to Finder, Downloads. These are my old testimonial images. Jono. These are my friends. That's my old business partner, Noah. That's one of my best friends, Zach. That's somebody, that's Jordan from Alter Call. Well, sorry, he's not at Alter Call. Yeah, so let's go back here. Paste this puppy in. No, that's not what I want to do at all. I don't know why that just drag and dropped. Replace. Okay, cool. No, I want this to be round, right? How do I round this now? The issue is if I edit this, just go like 100%. If I edit this, it'll not be good. Oh, yeah, it will be good. Actually, it doesn't screw with any of the other ones. Cool. That looks nice. Why is there so much white space here? Can somebody talk about all this white space? I don't like this white space. Maybe it's up here. No, it's not. Where does all this white space come from? Do I specify a height of this element? There it is. It's the gap. Mind the gap, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seems way better. Okay. I've kind of changed my mind on this about section, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I've also changed my mind on making all this stuff center aligned. I'm going to have it be left aligned. I'd like to have it be left aligned. Looks like we're not actually capable of having this be left aligned for some reason. Why is that? Padding. We're organizing this stuff. I just want it all against the left. I've just decided that that looks way better. Okay. That should be good. Right? Like if you're gonna have lines like this, clear lines that outline the left and the right margins, like you might as well just have everything line up against the left. Much nicer. And this is cool that it's like kind of over here to the left, but I want it to be over on the right as well. So I don't know how we're doing this. Are we floating it left or what? What are we doing? Tabs over here? No. As you can tell, it's been a while since I've done Webflow design. Okay, I have to find the specific element. Pricing wrap is sitting inside of this other thing. So max width here. Well, now that did shift it over, but my issue is more so that the position just bumps over to the left. Oh man, there has to be a simple solution to this. I think any website designers here are probably looking at me and just laughing at how stupid I am. I don't know why I can't seem to solve this. Is it this tabs? Box size? There are a couple additional settings here that I don't remember because I haven't set up a website in Webflow in quite a while. So I'm just going to muck around with a few of these settings until I find one that I think is reasonable. Oh, it's margin auto, isn't it? Right. No, that's actually not it. Because the container is Yeah, it's approximately the same size container. So really what it is, ladies and gentlemen, is I need to find a way to stick this puppy on the left-hand side. I don't remember exactly why this is currently pushing over to the right. So if I just do this one step at a time, this is a container, okay? This container, I could make flex. Then I could make it start from the left. Right, that makes sense. Okay, I have a little bit of padding here. So if I move this to 0, that'll push out. That's fine. If I move this to 0, they'll go all the way over. I don't want that. Maybe the solution is up here. Maybe I flex align this. This container should not be flex aligned. No, this should be block aligned for sure. One of these things has some freaking padding, and I'm going to find it. I think that actually looks better than this. I think. Let's move that there. One of these has some frickin' padding. I don't know where it is, but it's really pissing me off. Or it has like a spacer on it. What is box size, man? Did I turn that on? Yeah, I think I turned that on by mistake. When I go 100%, it does seem to work. Hmm. Oh, no, that's interesting. Well, we're getting somewhere. Why is it when I go flex, though? Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay, I figured it out. So now that's here. That's good. I like having these two pricing options next to each other. That's fine. What do we have? 15 here or something? Right? Can we just go 0? Butt them up right next to each other? It'd be nicer if these were just bigger, to be real. Like, I understand why we're doing what we're doing, but I just kind of want them a little bit chunkier, right? Like, I want them to just extend all the way too, and then just have 2. I don't really care too much about all this perfectly sized, super sexy stuff. I kind of want it to be like that. So what is the issue with that? The issue is this tab here. No, this one here. No, actually, maybe it's this. Content wrapper should be 100, not 199%, 100%, right? How about the pricing card wrapper? That's fine. How about the specific pricing cards inside of them? I don't have any sizes here. I also don't have any sizes here. I think if I make the pricing card wrapper flex, okay, and then I have these 2 elements that are 50% each, I think that'll help. So this max width is going to be 100%. No. Min width is going to be 50%. There you go. Okay. This one here, min width is going to be 50%. Okay, but why is the height a little off now? I don't like that. This is truly flex. We'll go top. There you go. Can we make this the same height, man? I could go 100% height, but honestly, that probably is just going to have more problems than it'll solve, and I don't think that looks that bad. What do you guys think? Right. Right. This is a YouTube video. I'm not on a call. Right, Nick. You don't actually have any friends. Starter package looks good. Premium package. I don't know what I'm going to call these, but yeah, that looks pretty solid. All right. We did a little bit of design. I don't like how this is like so. It's like no. There's like 210 padding on the bottom. Oh, I know. I know. I get it. So why don't we go like 110 then? Right. Like, what's the distance between this and the bottom? That's what I care about. I want this to be approximately equal between the distance of this and the top. So is that approximately equal? I mean, maybe. No, I don't need 200. I can go 155. Maybe I can even go 100. You know why? because this is going to bump down to the bottom. So why don't I go 110 here, 110 here. Oh shit, do I have another call coming up? Sorry, one sec. No, I don't. I'm not jumping on that one. Okay, this looks a little better. Do I even need this experience tab though? This is three grid, right? 3 flex. Do I need this? If I just get rid of this, these will bump over here, right? The issue with this testimonial card wrapper is it's so small. Why is it 50%? I want this whole thing to show. Okay, maybe I'll leave it there for now. Reviews. Maybe I'll just say clients here. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, now we need to standardize the spacing, right? Like this is 110. Looks pretty big and chunky, but this is a lot smaller. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to go 110 everywhere, right? This is going to need to be 110 at the top. It's going to need to be 110 at the bottom. Did I use padding or margins there? Let me just double check. Yeah, I used padding everywhere. And this is going to have to be 110. We're not going to have to do 110 at the bottom because we already kind of have 110 at the bottom. So we can actually just go to this element here. And then instead of 50, we could probably even say 0. Oh, shit. Sorry. Wrong one. This is too much space, right? So I think, was it this one here? Or was it this one? No, it's the whole container. There appears to be some additional padding somewhere here. You see how there's like a little gap? So I should be able to remove this. Okay, cool. That looks fine now. All right, so now, oh, but notice how big the gap is here between the top and then this. So that means like I got to do this here too. Basically, like you just want equal padding on different colored elements like this. At least I do. Nope. So now we have approximately the same distance between the top of this and then the top of this, right? Should be 110. It is. It looks a little bit less. I don't know why. Sometimes eyes just do that. So I'm just going to go 100. There you go. Now this looks to be approximately the same height. I don't like how small this text is, so I feel like I should make it a little bit bigger. Can we just go 16? Okay, is there like a width minimum here? I don't know why this width is so small. Notice how it's like cut off halfway, right? Makes me think that we put 50% width on something. Banner short description. 586, right? I think we can probably go 700. Cool. Hell, I think we need even bigger, to be honest. Go like 20. I don't really like the hierarchy of text, though. I don't really like the way that this looks. Part of me thinks I should just get rid of this. Get rid of that. And then get rid of this. Honestly. And then somewhere here, I should do like 55. I think that this is way simpler, personally. Okay, distance here is looking pretty chunky, so one of these has to go. Was it this one? Yeah, it was that one. Okay, let's just check the distance between the top of the 60 projects completed, the bottom of website design, and then the bottom of projects completed, and then clients. I think that's about the same, right? 110. Did this one have 110 too? Seems a little bit off. I don't know why. That looks pretty fine. Top of this and then top of that. I think this one's fine because these, I'm just gonna have all these testimonials be either 2 or 3 lines. So it's just gonna be the same for all of them. Right now this one's substantially longer, right? Which kind of screws the perceived size of all of this. And because of that, oops, nope, nope. Okay. Because of that, I could probably get this whole element, go to style. Maybe this one, go to style and then go 30. Oh, no, I can't do that. What is the element here that has the padding? I don't understand. Do you guys see how it's like bigger? Oh, I know what it is. There's more testimonials hidden behind here, and some of them actually dump down a bit. Right, that's that. Okay, I don't need to fix that. Starter package, premium project. Oh, okay, yeah, and just this bottom padding. Let's go 110. Cool. Then up here at the top of this footer, This section, we can go 110. Just give it a little bit more breathing room. The let's connect, I think just looks stupid, so I'm gonna get rid of that. We'll go copyright. Ooh, can we use variables here? No, we can't. 20 designed, we'll say by Nick Saraev. Nick Saraev, I'm just gonna link to my own blog here for posterity. I like the whole Nick Saraev with love. That's cute. Subscribe to newsletter. I don't really know if that's super required, honestly. This is a logo, it looks like, called Philip, which I think just looks dumb. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. But okay, now how is our website looking? Ladies and gentlemen, not terrible. It's looking pretty good. Simple as humanly possible. Cutting all the bullshit down. We have this. We're going to need some social proof, right? Yeah, that's one thing I forgot. This social proof section. I have way more logos that I could use too, so maybe to do that. Anyway, case studies, things we've done. I don't like the brackets again, so that looks good. Looks like the logo goes from black to white. No, it's just white the whole time. So I'm going to need to fix that because we are going from a dark color to a light color. So, okay, and then we're going to have some more social proof here. And then we're going to have the clients. Again, all stuff people care about. Okay, we are missing some services, I will say. We are missing some services. So maybe I should go find some services from some other page. Like just a little list of services here. Nothing major. Just the tiny list of services. Nope. That does not have any services. Works. Nope. Contact. Anything we could use here as a services element? Nope. Pricing? Nope. Template page style guide? We could do something here. This is cool. I like this. Typography? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could do that. Maybe we'll try this. This looks the best to me. Let's go back to my home. Then let's go to the page wrapper. Okay, and underneath clients, which I should just rename, shouldn't I? Can I rename stuff? I don't know how to do this in Webflow. I can rename the class. Okay, I don't really want to do that. Single style wrap is down here. Oh no. Oh shit, it's not, shit. I don't think it's in the right style. I think you need to copy over the whole element. So I copied over this, but I need to copy over the whole thing, really? Come on. Come on, man. All right, whatever. I'll do it. Let's go home here. Let's go page wrapper. I get my testimonial section. Paste this in. This is going to be really long. But it's okay. I can remove the vast majority of it. All I need is the base container and style wrapper and style wrap. So I can get rid of that. Get rid of all of the extras. Inside of style wrap, I can get rid of all of that. Oh, no, I can't. Nope, I can't. I can keep this. Get rid of all of these, though. I can paste in a few more of these. And here I could go services. Since I'm using caps for everything, I should probably use caps for this. And because there's a different size for here, I should probably do that. This box wrapper under style, how's it working? Nope. This is in the breathing room. I think we need more. That's fine. Okay. Now let's see why the width is off. Because the element here always had a smaller width, right? So this always had a width. No. Okay. Well, maybe this one had a width or something that I can pull from. Man, where the hell's the width of these freaking containers, man? Oh, 1,410. Cool. So now if I go back here where it says base container, I could just change this to this. And it won't actually be right, weirdly enough. Just get rid of this padding. Is that going to help? No. You know what? I think the issue actually is that this is currently not aligned right or something. No, this still looks different. It's probably not exactly 1410. I probably just made it up. This top level container is 1410 and it has a 15 padding. Right, that's fine. It looks like max width is 1410, and then the sub elements here don't have anything, and it's all block. So if this is 1410, sorry, if base container is 1410 with the padding, that's fine. That means that inside this style wrapper has quite a lot going on. We'll change the margins from 0 to 0. That should left align it now. Should be basically perfectly left align. Quick little hack, I just put my mouse by the C and then scroll down. Nice. Looks good. Right now, we have an issue where there's just a lot of additional padding between things. This is flex aligned with a fixed gap of 80. So I don't really like how this is. So why don't I just go box and then I just add this manually. There you go. Maybe we'll go 35 or something. That's fine. I don't like how this doesn't stretch all the way out right now. I don't know why, but I want it to stretch all the way out, you know? Right now, it's not stretching all the way out. We want this puppy to go from here all the way to the right-hand side, basically, where the container finishes, right? That's fine, but I don't know what's going on with this. So the padding on the, no, it's not. We could just go minus 30 or minus 100, I guess, and that would like kind of fix it, but it's been a while since I've done website stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this one's 1260. That's where that's coming from. So we're just gonna reset. There we go. Cool. And then because I've changed this, I need to redo the padding. What did we say, 110? I think it was 55, right? Because we have basically 50 here and 50 here, so visually speaking, that's how it's going to look. This will go 55, I think. Yeah, that looks good to me. Cool. It'd be kind of neat if we just had a few more of these, though, no? I think that'd be cool if we had a few more of these. Because now everything's like kind of very nice and visual, very nice and aligned. Okay, I think we took this website from like before I started touching this, like a 3 out of 10, and we've now actually took it structurally like a 6 out of 10, which means that all I need to do from here on out, well, all I need to do, but I need to come up with like a succinct list of my top 3, 4, or 5 services. I don't know how many. Then I need to obviously paste over my pricing information. I got to do the rest of the case studies. So just because in order for me to get these, I'm probably going to have to go through my email and just do a ton of shit with like client comms, see what sorts of exciting things I could cite. I'm just going to do that on my own time. And knowing me, I'm probably not going to do that for my website on my own time. So I'm just going to leave this until like the end of the, I'll do my case studies last probably. And then, yeah, the rest of it actually looks pretty good to me already. So that's sweet. Pretty stoked. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the Q&A today. I did a extra long sesh just because I want to catch up. And then hopefully you also enjoyed the website design and development. Have a lovely rest of the day. Catch y'all later.